Hi people, this is Nery again. I need to talk to you guys. I need to express myself of the things that has been happening to me. The Lord wants me to talk about my life. Okay, you might think this is crazy. No, it's not. Because I felt the presence of God when I got real sick, and I know He exists. Everybody else could say, yeah, that don't exist, that's their problem. I know He exists. So I've been having a lot of trouble because He wants me to give the public my testimony. I've been fighting with it, and I've been fighting with it because I don't like showing my face, and I'm trying to break that fear that I have of showing my face. What I want to say is this. I'm going to start from the beginning to the end, so I don't leave out nothing. At 8 months of birth, I already was standing up. I was 8 months, little baby. I catch a very heavy-duty fever. That was in the 50s, where they had this epidemic, polio. A lot of people threw away their kids and left it in the hospital, whatever. My mother was brave. She took me. She raised me. She showed me how to cook. She showed me how to clean. She showed me how to do everything. When I got married, nobody had to tell me how to cook because I already knew how to cook. And he knew it because he used to visit my house as a boyfriend, and I was the one who was cooking for my mother because she used to work. And throughout those years, it was suffering, especially when you're a kid. You see all the kids running and hide and go seek and whatever, and you cannot do the same thing. So I would, just try to laugh at it, this and that. And I say, I used to ask God, why me? Why me? And I'm going to answer that question at the end of the video. As I grew up, I had already 7 operations. 2 was cesarean, and the other 5 was because of my condition of the polio. I got married. I didn't let nobody pull me down. They always go, oh, the poor child, she's never going to have a child. And all these stuff that people ignorantly talk. They don't know when to shut up, because if you have a little boy that is chubby, don't tell him, hey kid, you eat the refrigerator? Because you don't know the effect that does on the child. And I grew up with this. Oh, the poor little girl. Oh, the poor little girl. Oh, the poor little girl. That got me so aggravated. I said, yeah, I'm going to show everybody how poor I am. I got married. I had my kids. For the people who say I wasn't going to have kids. And I have 3 granddaughters. Beautiful 3 granddaughters. I'm still waiting for my grandson. And throughout life, I had to go through a lot of sacrifice. I had to go through everything. But I never let no one push me down. Never. My mother taught me to be strong. And I taught my daughter to be strong. And in 2009, I started feeling sick. I couldn't hardly get out of bed. And my son came to visit to see how I was doing. And he said I was saying things incoherent. How you call that word? Oh, anyway, I was talking a lot of weird words, and saying things that he didn't understand. He thought I was joking with him because I always joke with my kids. But when he realized it was no joke, he called the ambulance. From there, I don't remember the ambulance taking me. I don't know where I was. I caught sepsis. The last stage of sepsis. It has to be a miracle that you could survive the last stage of sepsis. It was already in my head. It was already in my brain. It was already turning me crazy. And they might say there's no doctors here. I hear a lot of people complain. There ain't no good doctors here. These doctors here in Puerto Rico, Centro Médico, I want to thank you, and I want God to help the Centro Médico to really pull up, because they are really good. They tried their best, but they got so many people from the island, from the other island, you know, in Vieques, Culebra, in Puerto Rico. Everybody wants to go to Centro Médico. That's where the best doctors are at. So they sent me there. I don't know how many months, how long I stood there. I can't remember, you know, from there I can't remember. The next thing I know, I woke up. I had this big tube up my nose. You know, I used to call it the elephant man. And I used to tell the nurse, the doctor, to take the elephant nose out of my face. So it took a lot of recovery. I'm still recovering. That was 2009. We're in 2019. That was 10 years ago. And I'm still trying to recover. You know, the Lord worked there so, I call it, so beautifully. I was supposed to get operated in my stomach because my stomach wasn't working. There was no sound in there. And they put me to get operated. When I went to get operated, I see this man, this doctor. He has this beautiful no with sparkles, and a pen was writing it no. So he looks at me and looks at me and looks at me. He says, you know what? God don't want me to operate you. And if God says no, I'm not going to operate you. I'm going to send you back. So he sends me back to the room. The nurse says, I thought you were getting operated. He says, no, God told him not to operate me. And he goes, what crazy things you people talking about? You got him crazy too? And I say, no. If God says no, it's no. And that's that. You know, you got to learn to trust God. So I did, you know, I trusted that his word was real because I was confirmed by that no sign that they put in his stomach and in his chest. So I knew what he was telling me. It was God told me that yes, he was right. 15 minutes later, he comes and he checks my stomach and it was working perfectly. Perfectly. And my stomach started to, you know, act. Even though I have still problems with stomach, I cannot eat too much rice because it constipates me and it gives me a lot of stomach aches and all that stuff. So I eat very little, you know, rice and things like that. If you would have seen me before I got sick, I had this thing all the way up to here. I was 200 pounds. 200 pounds. And I promised God, I promised myself that I wasn't going to get like that again, you know. And I can't. Either way, if I try, I can't. Because there's a system in my stomach that won't let me, you know, to eat a lot or, how you call it, eat rice every single day. No, I can't do that. I might eat rice today, but I won't eat it for 3 days, you know. But God has been so good to me that I never remembered, I never knew why me. And I'm going to show you why me. When he saved my life, he gave me a new thought in my brain, you know, and he gave me so much things. I'm disabled, okay, but he gave me a house. He gave me a good man. He gave me two beautiful kids. He gave me three granddaughters. So I can't complain. I can't. I really can't complain. But I call it. Yesterday I had a breakdown. Not a breakdown. It was I was all happy. I was doing my things and everything, and all of a sudden I needed to pray. And right in the kitchen, I started crying, and praying for Puerto Rico, praying for the United States, praying for my families that are sick. I prayed for the whole world. For the whole world. I spent a long time praying there. And then I put on a preacher. She's Dominican from Santo Domingo. And I put her on. She's very good. I love her. I think her name is Yesenia Then. Her last name is Then. T-H-E-N. And she starts talking, and the one I put was, when God talks to you, when do you know when God talks to you? And she starts talking about how God talks to you, and that you better listen to his word, and you better talk what he tells you to talk about. And I decided to do that. So here I am, you know, and Doing this 10 years hasn't been easy, but I did not give up. I was bedridden. I had to use Pampers. People had to change my Pampers. You know how degrading it is. You're an old woman already. They have to change your Pampers because you don't have enough strength to do nothing. You know. But one day I was alone and I started crying. And I would say, Jesus, why me? And you know what he told me? I don't know how to say the verse in English, but he told me, hey, get up. I'm here. Jesus is with you. So get up. In the name of Jesus, I said, yes, I will get up. As soon as I had somebody to watch me, I said, hey, watch that how I could put my Pampers on and take it off. And it took me a half hour, and the people, come on, let me just do it and get rid of it. I said, no, I gotta do it. So I did it. It took me a half hour. Then it got smaller the time, right? And then I decided to get out of the wheelchair and go from my wheelchair to from my bed to my wheelchair. And I said, Lord, I just want to be back to the way I was. So I pulled myself. I get in the wheelchair. It took me an hour. And everybody was going, what's wrong with you? We could do that for you. And I used to say, no. You know, but I wasn't telling her what God had told me. And, I got it. I started doing it. Pushing in until I was able to do it. I was so weak that to brush my teeth, I had to take the toothpaste and do like this. Brush my teeth with two hands. You know, because one hand, I couldn't do it. My hand, that's how weak I got. I lost all my vitamins, my proteins, everything. Everything was gone. They had to keep putting me blood, you know, and thanks to the family, they donated, and then I wasn't, you know, I was okay with the blood thing, you know, but it was hard. You try to pick up a half a gallon of milk to put to your coffee, and you can't do it. So I said I wasn't gonna cry. So and I keep saying, why me, my Lord? Why me? And the Lord said, you know, the Lord showed me why me. And I'm going to tell you why. It's me. It is me. Because if I would have walked, I would be saved by God. That's what it is. If it wasn't me to be in this condition, I probably would have not even care about God or care about anything. I'd probably be out there drinking, smoking, doing drugs. Who knows? Because he told me, you're here because you're a saved person. You're here because I want you to keep contact with me. I don't want you to go out to the world and do the bad things. Okay? This is why you're here. You know? And it was so, I don't know, I learned yesterday why I was disabled, why I went through sepsis, why I went through so many things. Because he is giving me the strength to go ahead. You know, he told me, you are strong. Don't let nobody weaken you. You are strong. And that's what I learned yesterday. And I started crying, but not crying because I was sad. I was crying of happiness. I said, thank you, Jesus, because I have the best life in the world. I feel so tranquil. I don't feel pressured by nobody. You know, I do what I want. You know, I'm talking not bad things. I'm talking about good things. You know, like I could get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. If I want to go into YouTube and start working, I do it. You know, and the Lord wants me to keep fighting in life, and I will be fighting in life, and not only for me, for Puerto Rico, for my kids, for the United States, and for everybody who's going through problems. You know, sometimes we see, and I see this a lot. I see people that could walk. people that got a job, people that has things, and they complain so much. My God, they complain and complain and complain. Oh, this is, oh, Puerto Rico that, oh, Puerto Rico this, oh, blah, 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 blah. They don't stop to say, Jesus, thank you for what I have. For what I have health. I could go out to work. I got a job. Okay, I got my work. Okay, maybe I call it, we had it from check to check, but you have a job. Many people are starving, like Venezuela. I ask you people to pray for Venezuela. Venezuela, Africa. That's another one that we have to pray for. You know, how the kids are dying, how mothers have to leave their kids in the floor and keep walking and even die there because she has to save the other ones. I don't see it. Because today, you could even learn how to grow plants in your own house. My God, we have to stop being lazy. We have to get up and work. You know, I get up every morning. The first thing I do is mess with my plants. Make sure that they're okay. You know. And then I go into the house. Today I did a little differently because of the video that I'm throwing now. But I tell you people, pray, pray, pray. Because the Lord wants us praying. The Lord wants us, I call it, to go forward. And when you say, why me? Ask God to give you the answer, like I did. I know now that if I probably wasn't disabled, I probably would not do too good in that world. And I thank God. I started crying. I thank God so much that He revealed to me why He left me the way I was. And I appreciate it. And I love my Lord. And I don't really talk about religion most time, you know. I don't. But if somebody needs an advice, like there was one in Facebook, he was going to get an operation, a heart operation. And I told him my testimony. And he had said, you know, he gave light to everybody, but he took special attention to what I told him. And I told him to have faith. He's going to come out of it. And he did come out of it. So, Lord, I don't know why I'm doing this video, but the Lord knows. He told me to do it, and I'm doing it. You know. And don't let nothing stop you. You know. Always pray in the Lord. Go, you know, sometimes we have to learn how to listen to God. You know, hear that voice, you know, that tells you what to do. And I have heard it when I'm down in tears and I can't take it no more. Then the Lord comes and goes like this to me. Hey, I got your back. You know? And a lot of people don't believe these kind of things, but I do. Because I seen the hand of God, you know, working. You know, and I have saved my kids from danger by praying. I call it, I just tell people, pray, pray, pray. You know, socialism is bad. Socialism only hurts the people. It makes them rich. You see Venezuela, you don't see Madero dying out of hunger. His people cries, you know, and looks at a garbage can just to get some food for their kids. That's painful. It's painful. And I don't know, it hurts my soul. And I don't know it doesn't hurt his soul. You know. And I pray to God that something happens and take him out, or he change his ways, you know, God touches him or something. But it's not fair that those people are suffering that way. It's not fair what's happening also with Africa, where the kids are dying of starvation. Where are the people there? What the government is doing? You know? All you need is you buy one little tomato and you plant the tomato. I did that. I took one tomato, I put all the seeds in the dirt. 27 tomatoes. 27 tomatoes. Okay? Right there now, I got 3 tomatoes. I had to give away the tomatoes, because what I'm going to do with 27 tomatoes? If I had a place that I could go and plant it would have been different. And when I came out, when I see this, I say, why can't the government teach their people to plant? I don't know why. Protecting themselves from getting pregnant. Everywhere is like people talking weird stuff. It doesn't make no sense. You know, no logic. So we have to pray. So people, God bless you all. Until next time. Bye-bye.